to start the show.
Let's do that. And let's not leave it up to Brad to do so.
Absolutely not, man. That guy, great human being, but when it comes to voices, he's
No thanks.
everywhere.
Mm-mm.
So I've
No.
been spending a little bit too much time on Instagram lately. I don't know.
Hey.
Sometimes you start scrolling and you just get down the rabbit hole.
Oh, absolutely.
What have you been scrolling? Anything
I
fun?
yes, I'm obsessed with Halloween, so I've been obsessed with watching people do Halloween makeup. And the more I watch, the more I think that I could also do what they're showing me, and I certainly cannot. I am not an artist, but they're giving me false confidence, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
So, do you ever bring the Halloween makeup into the bedroom, like some sort of crazy
Ooh,
role play?
not the Halloween makeup. I don't think that he would actually think the ones that I want to do is sexy because I have a lot of blood and um like shadowing and things that I don't think he would think was really cute. But the wigs, I remember our friend mentioned the wigs, and I think we
Yeah.
could do that. But I just haven't
Oh,
yet.
Reagan in that blue wig, man. We had some good times with that. So,
Ooh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, I miss that.
Yeah. For our listeners, we had a 40th birthday party for a girlfriend, and the theme was all of the women who came to the dinner all had the same wig, just in different neon colors. So we're out to dinner, out in the city. Everyone's dressed to the nines, but also wearing a ridiculously neon wig. It was so much fun. We didn't use that, Brad. Why did we not use that?
Oh, we did. I still have the
Oh.
pictures.
What happened
Yeah.
to that wig?
I don't
Need to get
know.
another one. It was fun.
I know. That sounds
It's
fun.
funny when her hair's different, it seems like a very different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You know, mentally it's different for her too, right? I mean, she kind of gets to
Absolutely.
take on a new persona, and I should do that. Why have
Of
I
course,
not
I was
done
like, I was thinking, does the carpet match the drapes? But no, definitely not blue. So we're
that?
good.
Probably not. Yeah.
No.
But there
So
is
one,
carpet? Wait.
yeah.
In our last grooming episode.
Yeah, sometimes not for me, but sometimes for her. So just depending. I mean, she's a mom, so you never know.
I
So
joke.
on Instagram, the one thing I've noticed is, you're looking for funny things to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
And, obviously we have our Instagram handle for the show, but sometimes I'll be searching on my other regular profile. So
Mm-hmm.
now all of a sudden I'm getting all kinds of funny sex clips and funny things. The algorithms just I think they figured me out. They're like, all right, send this guy some funny sex stuff. But I saw one the other day. I'm going to play a clip of it. This is a comedian I've never heard of. Her name is Amy Silverberg, which was funny. Here,
Okay.
let me play the clip and then we can talk about it.
Love it.
Woman says she's fun in bed. I'm like, what do you do? What? Truly, what is there to do? There's only so many directions to face. And I face every direction. I'm looking this way, I'm looking this way, I'm looking this way, I look all 6 directions. I have a normal relationship to come.
So
Stay with me.
on this
Go on.
thought.
Hold on.
Oh, you want to hear the rest? All right.
You meet women who are disgusted by cum, it's like, grow up, right? It's a fluid, it's a bodily fluid. Then you meet women who love cum.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
worse.
Not
They're
worse.
like, come, yeah, power, come, come devils, we call those. Something else is going on there. They're looking in the hole of the dick for something missing inside of them. You think I haven't been there? You think I haven't looked in the hole of the dick for why my father can't see me for who I really am?
So listening to her, it got me thinking, she brought up the question about being fun in bed and what makes someone fun in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, all right, look, I've tried all the positions. I face this way, face that way. It's equivalent of our core four.
Yeah.
We'll do all the positions, but what
We'll do
makes it
them.
fun? I mean, we're down.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of doing the same basic thing.
Mhm.
So I thought it would be interesting to at least go around and discuss, okay, what makes it someone fun in bed? What is the intangible thing? If we're all doing the exact same thing, what differentiates someone that's fun in bed to someone that is less fun in bed?
Mhm. Okay, Remy, I'm going to take you back to what you just said is we're all doing the same thing. First of all, I don't think we're all doing the same thing. And you also referencing the core 4, I think is another piece that I, I would assume many men would not, and maybe women too, of course. That I don't think is considered fun all the time because we are doing the same thing over and over. Now, if it works for us and if it's giving us the orgasm that we're looking for, the 1, 2, 3, however many it takes, orgasms, then that is fun. But I'm not sure if I would consider myself fun in bed if I'm doing the same core 4 each time. I don't think I would.
So you're saying if there's no variety, basically it's going to be less fun. Okay, that's fair.
Maybe, and maybe that's not true. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts too, but from my perspective, it's fun to me if I can orgasm, but I'm not sure I would continue to see it as fun if those are the only positions that we do. If we keep it to the basics, then I'm not sure if like long term I would consider
I
that being
see.
fun in bed. Yeah.
Have you seen Sexify on Netflix yet?
Sexify? No.
Sexify. It's a Netflix series, and uh, basically there's some college girls, and they're starting an app to help girls have orgasms. But one of the main characters, Paulinka, I believe is her name. She's with this guy. She's engaged, and I told
Brad
Brad
is.
looking it up right now. He's typing it in, and the main character is she's engaged, and basically every time they have sex, he just climbs on, does his thing, and the camera's watching her with her face just like looking
Oh,
around, and she's
yeah.
just like, what's happening? And she's not into it at all. It's
No.
clearly not working for her.
Mm-mm.
So then throughout the first season, I'm almost through the first season, she's kind of exploring because clearly she's not getting anything out of the sex with him, and he's pretty oblivious to the fact that she's not getting anything out of it. So clearly,
Yeah.
yeah, if the lady's not feeling it, not getting close to an orgasm, then yeah, that's not going to work
Yeah.
long term.
Is this a documentary or a
No,
just
it's
regular
a
show?
Says drama.
Okay,
yeah,
got it. Yeah.
it's more of a comedy than a drama, but yeah,
A dramedy, if you will.
dramedy, yes. Sexy, dumb Netflix
Yeah,
comedies, but
yeah.
they're fun to watch.
Sure.
Is this going to turn my wife on if she watches it?
Maybe. I mean, it's clear it's not the most like super sexy, but it's fun. I mean, it's
Yeah.
easy. There's not like mad nudity for you, Brad. So a little bit here and there.
No, it's not for him. He's just making sure that I get the on switch. He wants that for me.
It might. There's
Okay.
some sexy sounds in the background sometimes.
First of all, I love that Remy the researcher is always looking at new research, new shows or comedy routines or websites. You've always got something.
I blame Instagram. They just keep feeding me stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they know you. They have
They
pegged
do.
you to your core.
Pegged you.
Sorry.
No,
Edit
no
that out.
pegging.
Edit that
Nah.
out. Okay, but back to the topic at hand. What makes sex fun? What makes you fun in bed? I really like that. I think it's very interesting. I do think variety is top of my list, not
Spice of
necessarily.
life.
Yeah. But I think when we do kind of change things up, not have our exact routine, it does help to turn things on a little bit more, but that doesn't necessarily mean that when we're doing our typical core 4 that we aren't having fun, because clearly we are still having fun. So that can't just be it.
Well, it's like vacation sex, all of a sudden, even though it's kind of the same, it's just so different because you're in a different headspace. So I
Yeah.
think the headspace that you're in is a big differentiator, at least for me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because as we all know, vacation sex, man, I mean, sometimes it's just next level.
That's the best sex.
It's because
Absolutely.
you're horny. It's
Well, you're
fun
horny.
because she's horny.
I
If
Oh.
see.
she's
Right.
like into everything, then it's
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it fun.
You know why? You take a mom and you remove her work life, you remove her priorities, and you remove any stress of the house or anything else that's on our plate. And yes, you will get a sexy mama. You'll get someone who is so into it and so excited about it that of course I want to bone you. Of course I want to jump you. Like that is, it seems obvious to me, but in the real world where we live, we can't always feel that way.
And I think that's the big differentiator for me is the whole, I mean, there is a certain element of the attitude in which you approach it. I mean, just like every porn, every sexy novel we read, they're just so into it. They're in the moment. They're excited about it. They're anticipating the touch. They're
Mhm.
anticipating everything that's about to happen. And
Mhm.
obviously it's fictionalized. But I think that's where in real life, if there's no anticipation, you kind of know what's about to happen. You're not that excited about it. These are two different pictures of like someone who's just so excited just to have someone touch them a little bit and they talk about how great it is versus in real life in marriage it's like, oh, he's touched me 1,000 times, this isn't that exciting. So but when someone's excited about it, then all of a
Yes.
sudden that's just a next level of fun.
Okay. So I'm hearing excitement and enthusiasm as what makes you
Enthusiasm.
fun in bed. Okay. Interesting.
So Brad, was that pretty accurate for you or is there another element or level above to add on to that?
I think I've summed it up properly already.
Oh, have you now?
She's like, episode is
Horny
over, I fixed this.
enthusiasm.
I know.
All right, guys, have a good night. Brad just told us how it
My
is.
man with many
Horny
words.
enthusiasm. Done.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
So, Brad, have you ever approached a sexual encounter where you weren't enthusiastic about it?
Yes, today.
Today.
Today?
How
She put some
perfect.
guilt sex on you? I mean, what happened?
I demanded sex from him and he said
All
no. It was
right,
so
I'll
sad.
do it. Oh, he refused you
Just kidding.
entirely?
No, I'm just kidding.
Rejected.
She actually said, yes, let's go do our normal thing that we do at this
Mhm.
time.
Which sounded really fun, didn't it? Doesn't that sound really fun?
You
Let's do
played
our
hard to
normal
get.
thing.
And we laid in bed and chatted for a little bit. And we came to the conclusion that it would be better to put it off because neither one of us was feeling very energetic
Right.
or turned on.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have been married 10 years, this is a discussion you can comfortably have.
And let me say, it is not often when Brad is not into it, but I can tell when he's a little bit quieter or seems more tired and just is laying there in bed if he is not initiating anything with me. Usually he's the one who starts to kind of climb over in my half of the bed, so I know that there is a goal he is looking to achieve.
Mhm.
Today he he laid on his back the whole time. We chatted a little bit. I tried to kind of touch him a little bit, but not in a sexual way at first, just to kind of get the touch going. But yeah, it was pretty clear that he wasn't that into it. And if I am not that into it at that moment either, because as you all know, we have midday sex. So it's not like I've been thinking about it all day. No, all morning I've been with the kids and we did laundry together and all of this. So our midday sex is something that the schedule helps me to kind of mentally get prepared and say, all right, this is our time, this is good. I'm energetic usually at this time, and this is our window. But today it didn't feel like the window was really
And I'm glad you
open.
brought this up, Remy, because she's committed herself to nighttime sex. So we're going to have to cut this show short.
So
Yeah.
Y'all got 10 more minutes.
I recall something that a wise man Michael Scott once said. He said, my, how the turntables. So the tables have turned here. So, Addie, how did it feel for Brad to not be interested in you for a change versus the other way around? I mean,
Oh,
everything switched around. How did that feel? Did you feel rejected? Did you
Do
feel
tell.
personally hurt?
Remy, that's such a funny question because we discussed it. I understood where he was, and he was tired, so he wanted the sound machine on and wanted to sleep. I said, "Well, that's fine because I can get a workout in. I've been wanting to do that, and I skipped the last day or two." So, I hopped out of bed and started getting my workout clothes on. And Brad, what did you say to me?
I said, well, you took that quite well.
So you didn't sit beside him and rub one out. You just like, oh, I'm doing my thing. Not offended at all.
No,
She
I was like,
was
"That's fine."
very not disappointed that
Wow.
Hey,
she didn't
do
have
you
to.
want me to what do you want me to cry about it? Like,
A little
we
bit.
know a little bit.
Absolutely. If Reagan
Okay,
cried a little
okay.
bit, I feel pretty good. I'd be like,
Understand.
yeah, that
Oh,
was the
she's
correct
so
answer.
sad.
I
She's
was
so
so
sad.
sad. Exactly.
Yeah. But
No,
he
it was
like
fun. It was
he
fun.
knows. He knows I'm coming right back to him. We at least have such a strong base where if he doesn't seem that into it and I'm not like just trying to jump on top of him while he's not into it, we came to an agreement that okay, well, let's try it tonight. Usually the evening is not my time. We knew we were going to record tonight. So but I think I'm good. I think having the rest of the day where now I'm like wanting it a little bit more and
Are
it's
you?
it's not something I don't know. I don't know. I've been thinking about it.
Have
I
you?
Okay.
I
Okay.
sure. If
The reverse psychology worked, sir.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling it tonight.
Oh my gosh. He's
So
going to
this
play
may
hard
be
to
the
get.
shortest episode of Suburban Sex ever.
I'm so curious. I am so curious, Brad. How long could you try to play hard to get with me?
Oh,
I don't think you
please.
can last very long.
No, no.
No.
I've told you this. All you would have to do is walk in and take your clothes off, and
Mm,
that'd be it.
I have it pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's so nice. That's so nice for me.
So you guys sound so mature, and Reagan and I have been there
We're
where
so mature.
5 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't know that would have ever happened where I wouldn't be ready to go. I mean, occasionally,
Interesting.
now that I'm in my 40s, there are certain
Mhm.
times where I'm just not feeling it, where that would not have happened 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I guess back to the point of what makes someone fun in bed, there's level of enthusiasm, a
Mhm.
horniness, just being into it.
Mhm.
What else for you, Addie? Is there something else that is an intangible, not necessarily
Talking.
like a position?
Talking.
Talking.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like a joke, Brad, but it's true. that
I'm not
we
joking.
have to have enough positive things going on outside of the bedroom in order for me to feel like I want variety or feel enthusiastic in the moment. And I actually saw on WebMD, what was it? Let me look real
Saw it.
quick. I know, it's
That's
real
hot.
sexy. WebMD is the
WebMD.
sexiest website you can go to, but they had a really good quote and I wanted to grab it. What's happening in one's sex life is often an expression of the larger dynamics of the relationship. I cannot be fun in bed without the rest of the dynamics of our relationship going well.
It's fair.
Honestly. And sorry, that was not WebMD, that was Headspace.
I thought you were about to diagnose some sort of like, man, this is influenza A
I know,
or
but there
B
were
or
a lot of good.
C or cancer or
Yeah.
this or this.
There was an interesting WebMD one too. I'll bring that up later. But
Oh my.
um
The
yeah.
it's full of craziness out there.
Mhm. Mhm. But the quote still stands though.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have a crazy, wild, super fun sex life and not have a good relationship outside of that. You've got to have a good baseline, a good standard.
And that was definitely a takeaway from, our guest Winter. I mean, you have to have that communication and trust
Mhm.
before you can get to any of the really fun stuff. So, I mean, definitely it was a clear takeaway there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So that's for me. And Brad says talking, but that's really what that stems from is for me the communication we have before things get hot and heavy in the bedroom is my way of interacting and engaging with my spouse where I feel like there is a connection, whereas the rest of the morning or day, I am connected to my kids, I am connected to our activities, I am connected to work. So I need that time one on one with him to mentally get intimate with him. That sounds so boring. We were talking about like being fun in bed, but I just have to say that that's a big part of it for me.
Of course. And I think it's obvious that that comedian is speaking as someone who's single. And she's saying, okay, why is this other single girl fun in bed? What is she
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And obviously, everyone who's single is with a new partner. So, of course, you're enthusiastic and horny. So, that's
Yes.
obvious, right?
Yes.
So, she's not. Find the comedian that's married, Remy.
Mhm.
Okay, that'll be our
Mhm.
homework for this week. We'll find a comedian that's married. I
Yeah.
do know, like, for example, we read a lot of erotic novels, in preparation for, uh, one of our former guests. And, when I read those books, I don't necessarily read them as, this is pure entertainment, but I also see it kind of instruction manuals in terms of what it is that women are into. And the one thing I noticed from reading a few of those books is all these characters just they embody confidence in
Mm.
themselves and what they're doing. They command the room. They command the everything. I mean, they're kind of in control, and maybe that's kind of the fantasy for women. But there's a certain level of confidence. I think that once you've been rejected so many times, or if something gets off in your relationship, you kind of forget that dynamic of being confident in who you are, being confident in your relationship, where you can command in the bedroom a little bit and show up as your true self, because those little voices get in the back of your head.
Mhm.
So to me, there's a lesson there, at least for the guys, that you kind of have to get past and not take rejection personally. You can't let all this past stuff get in your head, because if that is the case, you're not going to show up in a confident manner. You're not going to be secure in yourself. And then that's not sexy, at the end of the day, if you show up that way in
Yeah.
the bedroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Is confidence a big thing for you? I mean, just that's the one takeaway I took from the book. Is there something else that you, from those novels, a truth in like how we should show up as men?
I feel like the confidence is also there for the women in those
Also,
novels.
being a billionaire helps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they're all
they're
billionaires
filthy
and
rich,
ripped.
Remy. They're filthy rich and ripped, and their job doesn't keep them too far away from banging the girl next door like as hard as she's ever wanted to be banged. I mean, it's perfection. It's just like she's not a mom for the most part. She I don't know if she has a job. Sometimes they do. The one I'm reading now, the one that Monroe recommended is like she's an intern. So I'm like, all right, fine.
Mm,
You
Hmm.
know?
it sounds
Yeah.
demanding.
So demanding. But the confidence I think comes to both, and you do need that confidence in the bedroom. So that's a good that's another one to just add to our little checklist here. But what'd you say, Remy? Something about how you want that to show up for like as a man to have that confidence and kind of command the room and drive things in the bedroom. And I was before I realized you were talking about yourself, I was thinking about me as a woman and wanting to make sure that I was also confident and commanding and all of that. But how do you do that when you're the pillow princess? Riddle me that. I don't know.
But it's confidence to know like you're secure in your body, you're
Yeah.
secure in his love for you, you're
Mhm.
secure enough to ask for what you want, you're secure enough to say, hey, that's not just right, do it this way. That's
Yeah.
hot. I mean, in my opinion, I'm like, hey, you want it a certain way and you're willing to tell me, doesn't offend
Mhm.
me. I mean, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, we have to get there through a variety of ways, but you're right. That security also doesn't sound like a sexy word, Remy, but feeling
True.
secure feeling secure in your relationship and feeling secure with your body and all of that you just said is that plays a huge factor in feeling like you can be super sexy and fun in bed and give them the hawk tua.
The Hawktua. So have you guys seen It Ends With Us yet?
No, I have
So,
not.
not giving any spoilers away. I mean, you've probably read the book. I mean, I read the actual Colleen Hoover book before I saw the movie.
I
But,
read a Colleen Hoover book. I don't think it's this one because everything I'm hearing, I'm like, I don't think that's what I
This is
read.
a new movie, right?
it's a new
Right.
movie. She's had the book out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, when I'm watching the movie, the dude she's eventually married to, he's this super ripped doctor that's just perfectly buff and in shape. And I'm thinking, all right, this is Serena Vanderwoodson. She's with this rep dude. She's actually married to Ryan Reynolds. This is so
Mm-hmm.
not realistic because every dude she's
No.
with is just like, so that can
Perfect.
play with your head after a while. And then you realize,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to not let these media standards become your norm. But that'll mess your confidence up where, you know, realistically, we know that's not the standard for the rest of us. I mean, unless we have
No.
nutritionists and that sort of thing. But that should
Remy,
not affect how I go into, you know, my into the bedroom, like thinking, well, damn, I don't have an 8-pack and ripped up like that guy. But
Remy,
I think women do that more than guys do. Like,
that's what I was
well,
gonna say. I feel like I do that. I grew up with Cosmopolitan and all of these magazines and the Kardashians and every part of social media is a perfect Barbie body. So I think women deal with that very heavily. I'm honestly relieved to know that you men may be thinking something similar for yourself because that honestly it may just kind of help level the playing field of it's not just me. He's not just looking for a porn star woman and not thinking twice about his own body. he's also thinking about his body and how that all comes together.
But I guess my point of this whole conversation of bringing it ends with us up is, you know, when a woman is confident in herself in the bedroom and she realizes I am sexy, I am wanted by my husband, my partner, and she's still confident even though and she doesn't let all this media stuff in her head. To me, that's sexy as can be, because I'm not necessarily wanting that porn star chick. I'm wanting my person.
Yeah.
And I would hate for her to not have confidence in herself because of a movie or something stupid.
I mean, it's more than a movie. It's everywhere.
Right, of
Everywhere we
course.
look, there is something that's telling us how we should eat, telling us what we should look like, telling us, I mean, I swear it's just as much of what you should do to get that body as well as what you should not do and how you should not have that body. I mean, it's too much. The internet has given us too much at this point. But what I was saying, I'm honestly relieved and glad, not glad to hear because I don't want it to be misery loves company, but I'm somewhat relieved to know that men feel similarly because I feel like Brad at least is very confident in the bedroom in a way that makes me think he probably doesn't think twice about his body because he wants to get laid. But maybe he does. Maybe that's something that he just works past, and I also need to work past it as well.
Well, Reagan, she's all about this Glenn Powell dude all of a sudden. Everybody's about Glenn Powell right now.
I don't know who he is.
The guy from Twisters, he's in the Top Gun movie. So we were
He's so
watching
hot right now.
Brad likes him too, apparently.
I don't
So
even
we were
know who he
watching
is.
Hitman. It's a movie he's in on Netflix. And Reagan was like, all into him. And I was like, yeah, your hall pass is canceled because they had a little love making scene. And I was like, yeah, all right. Hall pass canceled.
So when you say she was so into him, what
Well,
do you?
we just have the conversation about hall passes. We joke around about it. More of a joke than anything. But all of a sudden you see this intimate scene in this movie. And I'm like, yeah, we're canceling this hall pass.
Mm-hmm.
No, I see what she's looking at. Okay, I'm
So
in.
it's not like you were watching the movie and you see her hand like sliding down
No.
into her
Oh my
underwear.
gosh, no, because she's not an animal.
Obviously,
No,
no.
no. Oh my gosh. Y'all wish that was
There's
our
a certain
reaction.
balance, because you do want a woman who's horny and confident, and you want her to feel and admit when she sees somebody that's attractive, but you got to have keep a balance there as
Hmm.
well.
That's why it's so important to give each other some of that positive affirmations,
Hmm.
those words of encouragement every once in a while, because I don't think Brad minds if I say some celebrity is good looking because I also need to be telling him that he's good looking, and he
True.
knows he's the best looking guy that I've ever met. So, ladies,
Obviously.
ladies,
Look at that
sit down.
smile. He's like, yeah.
All right, boys. What we've covered so far is a couple of things that make us good in bed. One is variety and being creative in the bedroom. One is enthusiasm and enjoying things in the bedroom. And then one is confidence. What else are we missing?
So the thing that it comes to my mind that I haven't brought up yet, just thinking back to our quizzes last week, some of the conversations, it's having a certain playfulness and a willingness to try different new things. And maybe that is being a little vulnerable to try something new, but being silly, being playful. And for me, I personally like just a little bit of tease, for someone who they kind of flaunt their sexuality. They kind of know how awesome they are, and they kind of use that in a very fun, playful way. to me, that makes it really fun. That's just my personal preference. I kind of love the tease aspect of sexuality. Is that same for you guys? Would that be fun for you if Brad was more, kind of teasing you, kind of messing with you, just making it into like a playful game,
No,
not so serious?
I'm just kidding.
No, absolutely not.
No,
I want the dark romance.
no, no, no. Sure, the playfulness aspect, I think, is part of the enthusiasm that we were talking about, right? I mean, that covers a wide range of things,
Well, it's a
but
different because you
it's
can
being
be so
excited.
into giving him a blowjob, enthusiastic about it, but teasing a blowjob and not actually giving a blowjob until he's really desperate for it, that's a whole nother level. It's a different dynamic because it's
Remy,
like,
you have talked about teasing
uh-huh.
many times. Is this something that you guys do often, or this seems to be your thing? Because
I do
I'm not
like it.
sure I
I
like to
mean,
be teased that much.
really.
No, I want to get to the good stuff because I can orgasm multiple times. So, like, why make me
Mm.
wait? Why not give me 3?
Well, Brad and I don't have the luxury of having 3 to 37 orgasms on a regular basis. So we kind of like the buildup. Brad, are you with me
Right.
on this or do you just want to get down to business?
Um, hmm. I I want to get down to business, but if there was some, teasing, I'd be fine. I'd enjoy that.
But do you hear that? I'd be fine. It's not his
Not
thing.
enthusiastic.
No,
Not
it's not his thing.
enthusiastic consent there.
But I think
I'll
I'll
give you
do
an
it.
example. I'll give you an example. If you, like the other day, you said, hey, maybe you should give me a massage today. And I was really excited to do that because I enjoy the teasing portion of that, the buildup that happens when I'm massaging you and not touching anything, just going around it. And so in that way, I enjoy kind of teasing you. Now, you teasing me, I I'm not sure if we've ever done that.
yeah, because I'm the pillow princess, so you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Might be something to try. Because with a guy, I mean, if we get one, maybe 2 orgasms, you got to kind of delay this thing. You can't just go right after it because then it's over in three
We're
to
not
five
18
minutes.
anymore, so
Yeah.
mm, but you have Viagra if you need it.
that's true. That's true.
Okay, but I still put
OAD.
teasing in our same buckets, and that's interesting that you guys see it a little differently. Like the teasing playfulness, I still see that as kind of a combination of enthusiasm and the confidence it takes to tease things out and
True. I mean, it's
kind of
related for
be
sure.
that be that kind of dominant if you are the teaser. So it
Mhm.
sounds like you kind of that's something that you would want, Remedy, but
Well, Brad, one of his top two was submissive, remember? So you have to lean into
yeah,
this a little bit.
I don't know that I
He's a
will,
servant,
but
submissive, slave. All those things were kind of up on his list, if I recall.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. But I want to be enthusiastic about it. And if I'm not, then I don't want to fake it, you know? I want to I also he knows that he will be more turned on when I am. So if I'm faking through something, that's just not going to work for either of us.
absolutely. I mean, you have to be authentic. I mean, you can't fake
Right.
any of this, or you're not going to be fun. I mean,
Oh, so
period.
true. So true.
So when you say enthusiastic, I I'm assuming that that's the same thing as being aroused, like being really turned on, very horny. Because I think those are the same things, right? So you can't be one with the other. I would guess. So is that what y'all are thinking?
I don't know. That I would think so because I don't fake things very well. So if I am enthusiastic, it's because I want to be there and I want to do it. But I suppose there could be instances where those are separate, where someone is being
Porn
enthusiastic.
actress,
Yes.
then you're probably not always really turned on, but you're able to pretend to be turned
Mhm.
on.
Would you even know, honey, if I was an excellent actress and I could show you the enthusiasm even if I'm not horny and turned on?
I don't think you could pull that off at this point. I think I know you well enough to where you couldn't just start faking it
She's like,
tonight.
challenge accepted.
I know. And next week's episode is about faking it.
I wonder though, because younger generations have experienced a lot more porn than we have. It's
Mm,
much more normalized. So the pornified reaction to things is almost their norm because that's what they've seen over and over and over and over. So I'm wondering if
mm,
that's kind of how they think it always is, and they kind of make it that way. And it may be acting to some degree. It's interesting when you think about it because you didn't necessarily grow up with this expectation that porn sex is real sex, and we've
right.
talked about the differences. So you're much more authentic in how you react. Where I just wonder if younger generations that have seen so much porn, they don't even know what authentic sex is really like.
Well, yeah, and the Haktua girl. She I'm sure saw that in a porn. We
Ah,
talked
interesting.
about that. So I'm guessing that that's what she thinks men want. And as an example of Brad, he does not want anyone spitting on him. So
That's
it's
correct.
not exactly what every man wants, but
So, have
she
you tried the hawk tool on him, or have you?
no, he doesn't want it. I don't want to do it if he
Dude,
doesn't
we've
want
been
it.
married 10 years. She ain't gonna start spitting on me
Time
in year
out.
10.
Time out. I do new things every once in a while. Don't give me that.
She's feisty. She's fun.
I know. I am fun. Damn it. I am fun,
You are
period.
fun.
Just like
Fun
the fun
period.
period band. I'm fun and we do new things every once in a while, but yes, as a married couple with small children still, let's please remember that. Um
And to her credit, if I was like, "Oh, it's so hot if they spit on your dick." If I was
yes.
like telling her that, she'd probably do it.
Oh my
She would
god,
do it.
100%. After that conversation, if you had walked away, if I knew that that's something that you wanted me to do, I would have spit on your dick by now.
Yeah.
For sure.
See,
Yeah.
she's fun, man. There you go. The
See?
There you go.
willingness to do whatever it takes to make you turned
Yeah.
on. That's fun.
See,
Willingness. Is
I
that
married
the
the right girl.
enthusiasm piece? Okay.
Maybe
All right. Oh, I finally get a
you
round of
finally got the
applause.
applause.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Okay. Well, we should end on that good note.
All right, so an attitude of confidence and a willingness to try new things.
I like it. Mhm.
Okay.
That makes sense. And those are things that we're all going to be better at in some instances and not in others. I mean, life is life. We're going to have
Yeah.
some times where that all aligns and it works out really well, and then sometimes where it doesn't. And that's why everything that happens outside of the bedroom still plays such a significant part of how we are fun in the bedroom. But I I like that we're kind of boiling some of those concepts down to just like a couple of buckets because that helps me in my head too to understand it's not just about the variety. It's not just about my confidence. It's not just about my enthusiasm in that exact moment. I think just knowing that each one plays a part for each of us and we kind of we kind of use that to our advantage when we
Well, even
when
the
we're in the right moment.
concept, I mean, when we
Yeah.
first brought this up, we're talking about the intangibles of sex. These are the intangibles. It's not like
Right.
something you can easily wrap your head around, or you can't just say it's this, because these are very soft skills.
Right.
Well, what
Yeah.
makes someone a good salesperson? Well, there's a lot of things that could
Mhm.
make them good at sales. What
Yeah.
makes someone good in bed? It could be different for me than it is for Brad, or for our listeners may have totally different preferences entirely.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Yeah. But here we are. We're trying to figure that out as a group, as a whole, and I think this is a good topic for our listeners to chat about with their own partner. What makes me fun in bed, Brad? We'll talk about it tonight. I'm sure he'll have more ideas. Oh, I love it. Well, we hope this spurs a fun conversation with you and your spouse, because this certainly covers as much as we could, but I think it's very interesting to chat through what it makes you fun in bed and what makes your partner fun in bed. And we want to hear from you as well. So feel free to share. We share all of our dirty little secrets with you, and we want to hear yours too. I promise you can be anonymous. But you can always reach out to us at talksuburbantome.com or on our Instagram at talksuburbantome. But we want to hear from you, and we want you to have these conversations as well. I really think any sort of level of intimacy and making sex part of your regular conversation is just so valuable to your relationship as a whole. And we've got so many years ahead of us to continue to grow together. And we're wishing you that. We're wishing you that growth together as a couple, and wishing you all the best of your very own suburban sex.